Welcome to True Crime with Strategic Eyes.
All right. Sorry about that, guys. We had a little bit of technical difficulty starting up this stream. We're going to jump into the press conference right now. I think the father is talking. Let's see what we got going on.
Opinion. She does not enjoy the presence of her mother.
Oh, shoot.
What that video showed online, she said that she doesn't feel safe, and I can understand completely, because one night when I was texting her, she decided to open up about her situation, and I'm just going to be very, very vague for legal
This is the
reasons,
father right here.
but her mother is like a devil to her.
Oh, shoot.
She wants to stay away from her.
God damn.
And, in my opinion, I believe the mother's like very narcissistic in terms of past interviews, past experiences. Her dad has always been in her life ever since I was in school. It's always been him that's dropping her off, picking her up, and the times I do see her mom, it would be for like 1 or 2 times a year, only for like I guess big events. She's very absent in her life, you know, and she would definitely run away from home if she was to be forced into the care of her mother, especially if they were going to put her someplace she doesn't want to be for what they say is temporary, but if they analyze that she may not be stable, it's going to be for a long time, because I've also been to a similar place like that. And on top of it, the mother has like a buttload of money, you know, especially her family. So it's very tricky for her father, because just recently he's been followed too, you know, and his major concern, Mr. Jeffrey's concern about my family and us, is that we're also going to get targeted by her mother, you know. So it's very concerning that Alison was going to be in the mom's care, and I can only hope that she would be in the right hands after this is all settled.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
What's your mom's name?
And
Annie.
Annie.
Good job. Good job. Okay, guys. Thank you again. Okay. You guys have our contact. Yeah. A lot going on here. Yeah. Okay. Pregunta.
I'm over here muted. My apologies, guys. You guys can hear me now. So what I was saying is I want to find a station. Thank you. I see in the chat you guys saying I'm muted. My fault. We jumped right into this. Now you see why I don't like to do like breaking news stuff, because like I'm one of those people who like to prepare for things. Like I like to take my time, prepare everything, and it never goes right when I do breaking news. So what I want to do is, somebody said it's on Facebook. Somebody drop a link, send it to strategiceyes@gmail.com if you can. If not, drop a link inside of the chat. We'll try and get it. Links don't typically work that well on the chat. But we'll find it. It's not a big deal, but we're going to play it from the beginning, because there's mad drama here. There's mad drama here. And this is one of the reasons why I held off on the video I was going to do last night, following up on this little girl, because I was like, man, this is just something doesn't sit right. I was also tired. I had the live set for 2 minutes, but I mean, I said for 2 minutes. I'm sorry. I'm like reading and all that bull crap at the same time. I had the live set for 2 a.m. in the morning. And so I'm like, you know what? I'm tired, but there's so much going on with this. I don't want to jump back into this. And my fear was, now we know this girl is safe. My fear was that she could possibly be in danger. She could possibly be in danger. And all of this stuff will detract from finding her. You know what I'm saying? My fear was she ran away and she has some drama at home. You know, a lot of these kids do. It is what it is. But in the process of running away, maybe she was a victim of kidnapping. And by us talking about all of the drama and all that good stuff, we now detract away from the fact that we need to find this little girl. So I know we had some sound issues. I fixed them. I believe they're fixed. I want to go ahead and I'm going to bring it back to me. And we're going to watch this press conference. So one thing I like about Asian culture, because I actually used to be fascinated with Asian culture. I still am. I watch anime and stuff like that. I do. I'm a big baby. Not on some Stephen Sturm's big baby type stuff, but I do some kid stuff like anime and stuff like that. Whatever. Don't judge me. But I was so fascinated with Asian culture. In college, I took two cultures. I wanted to study two cultures. I took African American studies classes. I wanted to hear more about early African American culture and some of the heroes in African American culture that aren't really spoken about that often. And I took Asian studies. Also studied architecture, cathedral architecture. That was a really interesting course that I took. But I took multiple classes in Asian studies. And one thing I like about Asian people is that they're blunt. They're respectfully blunt. They'll tell you about yourself in a matter-of-fact way, but they won't say it in a way that you're like, oh man, I'm gonna punch this guy in the face. It's just like, hey, this is a matter of fact. This is what it is. And we got a piece of that in that press conference where he's like, yo, mother's the devil. But you notice his face didn't cringe. His eyes didn't get squinty. You saw no emotion on this guy's face, whatever. He just said, hey, the sun rises in the east, it sets in the west, and her mother's the devil. And they got a lot of money, and they're going to make our lives miserable. And it's like, God damn, okay, got you. I got you, bro. I got it. You know, I love that matter of factness. So let's go ahead and find the actual press conference. Aki, help me out if you can. It's so hard to multitask. Hit that like button, people, if you don't mind, for the people in the room. But we're about to do this in a second and get that that live stream. Let's see here. Let's see, get a piece of this right here. Family. Okay, someone go ahead. I think this might be a good search term. Kind of get that going. Big shout out to everybody who's in the building. U.S. Patriot ladies in the building. Yo, with Strategic and folks, appreciate you covering this press conference. Thank you so much, U.S. Patriot girl. Been with the show for a very long time. We do appreciate you. So Grizzly actually covered it. I don't want to jack her show though. She's currently live right now. I don't like to jump on people's stuff while they're live. Like, let them have an opportunity to get some revenue off of their show. You know what I'm saying? So we'll hold off on that. But Grizzly True Crime has been all over this, doing an excellent job covering this story, man. Excellent job. Let me try Alison. Press conference. I know there was a reason why the father was silent. I figured he was silent because either he had something to do with her disappearance, like he helped her disappear, or there's something else going on. And now JLR says he has a leaked video. Let's jump over to JLR real quick while we're trying to find this press conference, because it just went live. Big shout out to Murder Candy with a $20 super chat. Says, get the book, The Cultural Studies Reader, 2nd edition. You'll love it. No doubt. I can't even speak. No doubt. Most definitely. I'm going to get that book. Just so I don't forget it, I'm going to take a picture, because listen, my memory sucks, but I'm going to take a picture of this super chat that you just sent me. I don't know if you can see me doing it, but I'm looking at my screen. And as soon as we're done with this live, I'm going to hop on Amazon and cop that. So appreciate you for sharing with me that book, and I'll definitely get it and read it, and we can talk about it. Become a member and let's talk about it. Let's talk about the book. All right, so I want to jump into JLR. He went live 3 hours ago, and he said he's got some leaked video. I want to see what he's talking about. JLR is awesome. I love his show. He always gets the exclusives, and one thing I love about JLR is that he's got feet, and he's pounding the pavement. He's got boots on the ground is what I'm trying to say. He's pounding the pavement. He's always out there getting these exclusives because he's literally there physically. And, I can't do that because I got a family. I can't just up and leave and go across the country. I got kids. I would miss them, the whole nine. Murder Candy Podcast is now a member of Strategiceyes Show. Thank you so much for becoming a member. I guess you definitely want to have that book club. Well, if you want it that badly, you got it. So I'm going to cop that book, and we're going to talk about that book, Murder Candy. Appreciate you for joining and supporting the channel. But JLR is really cool. So let's see what we got going on. So his title is Mom Lied, Alison Chao leaked video. I don't know if this is going to be up to date as far as her being found.
I'm making and posting this video tonight versus tomorrow as originally planned because I'm being intimidated by being followed, and now there are people that have been outside of my home for upwards of 4 hours now and literally hiding at the end of my driveway waiting for me, as well as being intimidated by Allison's mother's family side online for at least the last 24 hours. In fact, if something happens to me and you don't hear from me, I need all of you to refer back to this video and the evidence that I have that I was posting tomorrow.
Yo, first of all, like, he's talking tough. Like, he's really scared for his safety. Now, this TikTok guy, I don't know who he is, but I saw his video. I was going to play his video last night because he has, like, inside information. But I don't know. Let's go.
Tomorrow that I'm actually posting now is actually a video that was recorded by Allison herself the day before she disappeared on Monday the 15th. And I want to be very clear, 15-year-old Alison Jillian Chao is still very much missing and still is very much...
So it appears that she was literally just on her own, but I don't know. This girl's going to have a story to tell. This is why I tell kids, don't go missing. Do not run away. Like, sometimes kids will run away from real violence, sexual violence, physical violence, mental violence, the whole nine, and they just have to go. I get it. But there's got to be an alternative, because when you run away and you put yourself on those streets, sometimes what you find is worse or equally as bad as what you thought you was running away from. Because the bad people, like, a good person is going to say, okay, you're a runaway. I see you. Let me take you to a police station. A bad person is, yeah, you can stay with me, but it's always as a price. And then you end up with kids, having survival sex and stuff like that, just so that they could, survive, basically in exchange for food and shelter. And that's disgusting, and that's horrible, and it's just further traumatizing and victimizing them. So don't run away from home. I can say this now because my daughter is much older. She's about to be an adult. She's 16. If she was going to run away, she'd have run away already. But one day I told her, like, don't run away, because these are some of the things I'm seeing in the day job with these kids that are run away. And she looked at me, and she was dead serious. And she said, Dad, I'm never running away. And I said, well, why not? Like, the way she said it, it begged a why not. She was like, I like my bed too much. And I was like, that is an acceptable answer. I respect that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know where she's been. We know that she was found at the ABC News station by a security guard, and a concerned citizen was actually following her with their car while on the phone with 911. So they weren't going to let her run away. She didn't have her bicycle or anything like that. I don't know where she was at. I don't know if she was with a relative and they said, hey, well, just go to this place and turn yourself. I don't know what's going on. Turning yourself in at a news station is kind of odd, because most people don't know where the news stations are. You could find them if you really looked. One would most often think you just go to a police station, but she was found over there. But I want to know, where has she been in the last 5 days? Because this girl was missing for a week, guys. And surviving outside for a week is not easy. It's not easy at all. All right? So this is very interesting, but let's see what he's got. Let's keep it going.
potentially in danger and needs to be found and brought home safely immediately. But I also want to be very clear that the reason that I'm posting this isn't to create drama, as people have been speculating, or because I'm taking either of the mom or the dad's side. But during
I'm so sorry for stopping it. I just have to acknowledge this one more person because they're a member now. Crazy Lamont Art. Yeah, I think it's Crazy Lamont Art. Thank you so much for joining the Strategic Eyes membership program. We appreciate you, and let's keep going.
Investigation, that video came upon my way, and after watching it, as you are all about to see soon as well, I realized that there is only one side that I care about: Alison's side. And when I came across this video, it was extremely alarming to me that it goes completely against the narrative that Alison's mother, Annie Chao, has been putting out, because she has been omitting this extremely important part of the story. Because after watching this video, you will realize that Alison most likely has run away, unlike the narrative that has been coming out of Alison's mom's side. And as anyone from law enforcement will be able to tell you, a case of a missing child because of a runaway needs to be approached and handled completely differently than a potential kidnapping. In addition, Alison's mother, Annie, has also admitted the fact that she moved out of the house and has not lived in that house with Alison and her father for over a year now. And before I play for you the highlights of this video, I also want you to know—
All right, so that kind of ran by me, so I want to pay that back again. But real quick, A Crime to Remember says something I've been hearing from various people, that the mother had a court order to have her locked in a mental health facility, and that the mother brought police to the house with the court order in order to force her to go if she didn't want to go. I get that. My issue is, you can't just get a court order to have somebody committed. You have to have shown some proof that the person is a danger to themselves or require, intensive mental health treatment. So the mother could very well be a bad guy in this. All right. So that's what they're saying in the press conference. When that press conference fully loads up, we'll go back to it. Right. Should be posted soon because they just did a live. But she would also have to have been able to convince a court that she needed mental health evaluation or institutionalization. That's no small measure, especially for a child, because the court takes into consideration the trauma that the child might go through if you unjustly, unneededly put them into this situation where they're locked away in a mental institution. So I'm wondering, does this child legitimately suffer from a mental health illness, but is it exacerbated by the fact that the mother is a quote unquote devil, not said by me, of course. I don't know her to be a devil, but said by representatives of the family on the father's side, at the very least, from what my understanding. But let's keep going. And let me bring it back.
It's an extremely important part of the story, because after watching this video, you will realize that Alison most likely has run away, unlike the narrative that has been coming out of Alison's mom's side. And as anyone from law enforcement will be able to tell you, a case of a missing child because of a runaway needs to be approached and handled completely differently than a potential kidnapping. In addition, Alison's mother, Annie, has also admitted the fact that she moved out of the house and has not lived in that house with Alison and her father for over a year now. And before I play for you the highlights of this video, I also want you to know that there is a full unedited version so that you can make a mind up for yourself that's available on the TV platform. Now, I want to make sure that you are very much all aware that this video that you're about to watch is extremely alarming. But there are a couple of key points that I want to go over with you.
All right, I don't know what's in this video, so I'm going to say right now, trigger warning, guys. I don't know. We don't do snowflake stuff on this channel, but at the same time, when it comes to children, people have traumas, and that's not snowflake. Having traumas from childhood, having been victims of abuse or sexual abuse, that doesn't make you a snowflake if you watch something and it triggers you. So there's a difference between people having an issue with us using anatomical terms, which was my big issue for my last few videos, and a difference between somebody watching something traumatizing and feeling that it's triggering them. I respect you if you see something with children and it traumatizes you. I respect you and I empathize with you, and I want to make sure that you're safe. So I don't know what we're about to see. We're watching this together for the first time. Possible trigger warning. Maybe this guy is being hyperbolic or something like that, and he's exaggerating. I don't know, but possible trigger warning. Let's go.
That the video makes sense. First off, this video was recorded by Alison herself of her own accord at her father's house the day before she disappeared on the 15th. And you will see in this video that the Monterey Park Police Department tried to persuade Alison to open this iron gate multiple times. And you will come across a part of the video where Alison, with absolute fear in her voice, telling the police officers that she is scared of her mother and does not want to go with her because her mother has been abusing her. And in that part, you will notice that I zoomed in exactly where Alison's mother, Annie Chao, is standing in the background, completely unfazed, unemotional, as her daughter is absolutely terrified and getting really upset and just continues to be on her phone. And it's going to sound a little bit confusing as to what the officers are alluding to that Alison needs to do until you get to the middle part of the video, where the officer tells Alison explicitly that he has a court order for Alison to go to a facility by 11 a.m. And that facility is a psychiatric facility that her mother went to the court to try to get Alison committed against her.
Now, from what the family friend, I believe that was a family friend that was talking in that press conference for the little bit that we were able to catch. If what he's saying is true and the mother has a lot of money and a lot of means, a good attorney can convince the court to pretty much do whatever the hell they want to do. We see it every day. We see good attorneys getting people off for murder. Not trying to be controversial, but it's highly likely that OJ killed that lady and he got off for murder because he had the best attorneys that ever existed. If the glove don't fit, you must acquit. That's literally, like, they teach that in law school now. That's how brilliant he was. And the Kardashian was just as brilliant as well. So when you have, money, you can make things happen, especially when the other side doesn't have money to counter in court what your high-priced attorney is trying to convince the judge of. So that's one thing. But I do want to address a statement that was made in the comments section, and it's totally offbeat. We're going to get right back to this, but MM Claire said, I believe it's MM Claire. I want to go up here. I think she said that she would have taken Maddie Soto in a heartbeat. Like, she would have adopted her. I would have too. I'd have brought Maddie home, and I said, honey, this is our new daughter. And I'd have gave her a good life. And she'd have never had a birthday that she'd have been disappointed because nobody showed up and not even her mother showed up. Her stepdad and her stepmom, who's at work right now, would have taken good care of her. It's so sad how people are blessed with children and they don't appreciate those children and they don't take care of those children. It's so sad. I give everything to my kids. And listen, I grew up in a fatherless home myself, all right? And it is what it is, and I don't know. For me, the lesson wasn't how to be like my dad, who's now in his 70s and wants to be a father to me, and I'm in my 40s. The lesson was, how do you learn from everything that he did wrong so that no child of yours ever experiences what you had to experience growing up without a male figure in your life, growing up without a father's love. And so I give everything to my kids. Everything. And I think, I don't know, only time will tell, I think I'm doing a good job. Because when I look in their eyes, I see love. I see love, I see adoration, and I see, most importantly, the thing that Maddie Soto lacked and the thing that this little girl lacked, Alison Chao, is trust. When your children can look at you and trust that you're not going to hurt them. You're not going to hurt them in any way, physically, mentally, or spiritually. You're not going to hurt them. That you have their best interest in your mind. That when you tell them no, they second guess themselves and say, could it be that he or she is telling me no because they love me and they're trying to help me? That is the relationship that parents should strive for with their children. When I tell my kids no, 95% of the time, not 100% because they're children, but 95% of the time, they say, maybe there's a good reason why daddy said no. Because I know whenever he can say yes, he says yes. So maybe there's a good reason. And listen, if that's all I got, then I'll take that, man. I think I've done a good job that I can bring my kids to that point. But anyway, sorry for detracting us from the topic at hand. Let's get back into this.
Will. And then you will watch as Allison's father, Jeffrey Chao, who is standing right behind her, cooperates with the police and tells Allison multiple times that she has to go with the police, but that he's also been ordered by the courts that he cannot force her to go or physically put his hands on her to make her go to this facility. Lastly, you will watch towards the end where off camera, but you will be able to hear the audio, where Allison's mother, Annie Chao, after watching her daughter visibly upset, does not ask the police if she's okay or even approaches a door to ask her daughter if she's okay, but simply asks the police if her ex-husband offered to drive Allison to the facility himself. To address what a lot of you have been inquiring about where Allison's father, Jeffrey Chao, has been and why he has not spoken up, it's because from what I have been told, Jeffrey Chao has been spending all of his waking moments looking for Allison by canvassing neighborhoods and putting up flyers with a handful of Allison's friends. In fact, I've been told with this public knowledge that Allison's father, Jeffrey Chao, at the advice of his lawyers, are finally going to have a press conference tomorrow, roughly around 1 p.m. And with that, here is the video.
Okay, so I'm going to play the video. I got the unedited version of the entire video. We're going to play it right now.
All right, so yo, big shout out to JLR Investigates. I'm sorry I'm jacking your content, bro, but you got this information. This is exclusive. Nobody else has it. I would implore everybody to go to his channel and watch the video on his channel. Give him the views, give him the revenue. He deserves it. He does an excellent job out there. But once again, this is by necessity. You know, I do cover other people's stuff. I do react to other people's stuff, but I like to wait a little bit so they could get their revenue. But this is necessity, ladies and gentlemen. We don't have a choice simply because he's got the exclusive. So let's do it. All right. Please go support his channel.
Right here. This is the day before she took off, right? And this is police at the father's door. Police are there. Mother's in the background with police. Let's go.
I'm recording this.
Hello.
All right, I gotta stop it now because I gotta give a big shout out to Nora Rosario Tuho for the $4.99 super chat. Thank you so much. Back to this.
So am I. Okay. Do you mind opening the door for me, Allison, please?
No, sorry.
Huh?
I think I'm okay.
Okay. I do use speaker. Can you open the door for me, please?
We're speaking.
Huh?
We're speaking.
Out here.
I'm right here.
Huh?
I'm right here.
Okay. Do you mind opening the door, or?
No, I'm okay.
Okay. Look, it could be as easy as you opening the door,
Why do I need to open the door?
because I do use speaker.
But I'm speaking with you.
Huh?
But I am speaking with you.
Okay. But I need you to open the door so you can come out and speak.
I'm right
Okay.
here.
Can you do that for me?
No, I'm okay right here. Thank you.
I can't hear you.
I'm okay right here. Thank you.
Okay. We do need to talk.
But I feel safer on this side.
Huh?
I feel safer on this side.
You don't feel safe with us out here, or?
I don't feel safe with her right there.
Okay. So here's the thing, okay? There's a court order that you need to go with mom. A court order is a court order.
I'm over, man, damn, I paused the sound. I'm so sorry. Anyway, like I was saying, I respect her autonomy. I love it, her maturity. She's saying I feel safer on this side. You know, she's asserting her rights. I'm not opening this. You know, I love that. She's a very smart girl, very astute little girl. Let's keep going.
Issued by the judge, okay? So that's why we're here, okay? It could go very easily as far as you coming out, you go with mom, or the judge will pull you away from both parents. You make that decision.
I'm not going.
Huh?
I'm not going.
And that's going to be your decision. Because if mom goes back, the judge is going to pull you away from both. Okay? Understand? I don't want that to happen to you. Okay? That's why I'm asking you. Open the door and you go with mom, and it's a done deal.
I'm not
Okay?
going.
You're not going to be staying with mom.
I'm not going anywhere with her.
Otherwise, if mom returns, then you know what the judge is going to order? He's going to order removal from both parents.
I'm
Is that
not
what you want?
going. I'm not
Answer my
going.
question. Is that what you want?
No, but I'm not
Okay.
going anywhere with her.
Okay. Then if you just open the door.
Yeah, I'm wondering if this child has a guardian ad litem. I mean, there needs to be somebody who's involved in this situation, who's actually looking out specifically for the well-being of this child. I mean, like, it doesn't seem like a guardian ad litem is in place here. You know, California, they like to build themselves like they're the bastion of progressivism and liberalism, and, like, you know, making sure that the most needy people get the help that they need. But when you really look at it, there's a lot of gaps in their culture and society over there. Because remember, every state has its own society basically, and its own culture too. And it doesn't look like this child is being protected. Just like if you go to Cali, you see the homelessness is the worst in the entire nation. They got more homeless people than New York. They got more homeless people than DC, more homeless people than Miami. It doesn't matter where you go, red or blue state, doesn't matter. California has more homeless people. It doesn't seem like this child is being protected. Where is this child's guardian ad litem, a court appointed guardian that will make sure that nobody's trying to take advantage of this child or force this child into something that they may not need? Where's the independent psychological evaluation that's telling us this child needs to go to a hospital? What is her diagnosis, by the way? She seems very lucid right now. She seems very intelligent, very clever, very lucid, very knowledgeable of her rights. I mean, I don't understand here. Is she schizophrenic? Like, she's not calling the cops demons. You know, she's not looking at gargoyles right now. You know, what is her issue? I would like for that for somebody to share that with us. What is her issue that's telling us that she needs to be forced by a judge to go to a mental health institution when we got people walking around pooping their pants all over the damn place and they're not being forced into institutions? But they want to force her into an institution, and she sounds rather perfectly fine. Let's keep going.
And you go along with mom, it's a done deal.
I told you I'm not going anywhere with her.
Okay. Is that, well, here's the thing, Allison. You're 15, so you cannot make a decision. Okay? It's not like you're 18. Once you're 18, then believe me, I would walk away.
My lawyer
You're not
said I
18.
can.
Huh?
My lawyer said I can.
Just close the door.
Emily Robinson.
Okay.
Oh, she hasn't turned it.
On the form because mom does have a court order from a judge.
It doesn't matter.
Signed from a judge, and a judge
The court order does not force you to go. You need to get a court order that will literally say to produce the body. And that's why you can't force her to go. If you could force her to go, those cops could break that door down because she's in line of sight. They could literally take that door and go get her. So, I mean, the fact that they can't force her means that it's not a court order that says bring the body. It's not a court order. They have to go, and he even said it, they have to go back to court. They have to go back to court. He said, if not, mommy will go back to court and the judge will sign a new order that forces you. So he even told her, we can't force you. I don't understand listen, I guess he's doing his job. I'm not harping on this cop. This cop has a job to do. The mother has a court order. She came to the cops. She's acting for assistance. He's doing his due diligence. But I'm not working that hard. I'm sorry. Especially with this domestic stuff. I'm like, yo, listen, you don't want to come? Okay, mommy, go back to court. Get a court order for the body. I'm not going to be sitting there at this door negotiating with this little girl for 5 hours to get her to go to a mental health institution when her father is in the house with her and he does not feel like she needs to go to a mental health institution. Let's keep going.
Proceeds of an attorney. Okay?
I'm
You
not
have to
going.
understand that. This is a court order. This is not just us showing up and saying, hey, go with mom. No. There's a court order.
I'm
You
not
need to
going.
understand that.
Are you guys gonna be done soon? I gotta get back to work.
Okay? Yeah, as soon as mom has a court order.
I understand that,
Okay.
but I gotta get back to work. So I'm just asking, how long is
As
this?
soon as she's the one prolonging it, not me. As soon as she opens the door and walks out, we're done. Okay?
Is this their copy?
No, that's yeah. Dad knows. Dad was there as part of it as well.
All right, real quick, just to correct something in the comments section, Murder Candy Podcast says the Child Protective Services will have to assign a guardian ad litem. I don't know if you're talking about California specifically. I don't know the laws for California, but I do know it varies from state to state. In most states, a judge can assign a guardian ad litem. I don't know what it is for Cali. Maybe they need to assign it through Child Protective Services, but in most states a judge during custody hearings is the one who assigns a guardian ad litem, because the guardian ad litem is actually looking out for the best interest of the child when it comes to custody, when it comes to, you know, parenting time and all that stuff, who the child wants to be with. And lastly, typically when children are 15 and up, around 13, 14, 15 and up, they typically don't even get guardian ad litems. The judges typically ask the child, what do you want to do in those instances? Because you're old enough to decide which parent you'd rather spend the most time with. The problem is if they're saying that she's mentally incompetent, that she has mental health issues, then at that point, what she wants may not be weighed as heavily as a child that does not have mental health issues. And in that case, you need to have a guardian ad litem, whoever's going to sign it, whether it's going to be CPS or going to be the judge presiding over the custody hearing. But let's keep going.
Oh yeah, yeah, he knows about it. So, and not opening the door. I mean, that's just you're.
I'm staying out of it. I'm just.
No, I mean she's 15. Do you make the decisions or she does?
You guys told me last time that she's
You answered
14
my question.
and she made it's her decision. That's what you
At
guys told
15,
me last time.
I mean, she's not like.
You guys told me that when she's 14, she could make a decision last time. That's what you guys told me last time.
So are you gonna open the door so daughter could come out? Or no? Just answer my question.
I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm assisting with the matter.
Well, I mean, assisting
on the, if you read on the thing, I am assisting with the matter. I'm telling her to go. Allison, you need to go.
Okay,
I'm not going.
you need to go.
How many times do I have to tell you I'm not going? She abused me. She hurt me.
Can you open the door?
No, I don't feel safe with her around.
All right, so now police officers, she's making claims of abuse and you're re-traumatizing her. See, this is the thing. We need better training out here, all right? Everybody want to run around, say F the police and defund the police. No, what you need is better training. Immediately what these officers needed to do was now call in Child Protective Services and get the pros involved with this situation. What are they doing? They're there. This girl was calm. Now she's starting to decompensate, because she's now experiencing trauma. The thought of this mother is making her experience trauma. Come on, back off, reassess. You know where she's at. Your car is only 50 feet away. Back up, make some calls, reassess. Don't traumatize this child any further. Why? Because then she's going to do something drastic like run away in a community that has an active kidnapper running around loose who could possibly make her his second victim. Let's be serious, people. We need better training for law enforcement so that they can start addressing these issues in the way that they need to be addressed. Let's keep going.
I was advised that, look, I'm assisting and I am assisting.
Okay, can you open the door and maybe we could talk to her and have her get in the car?
No.
She doesn't want to. I cannot force her. I don't know what else to do.
Call your attorney, have a quick attorney on the phone.
My attorney right now, she's in court right now.
Okay, so the detective explained to you that once she goes back and sees a judge is going to order removal from both of you guys.
Okay.
You're fine with that?
I honestly.
Well, first of all, the judge is not going to order removal from both of them. That's a lie, because number one, the mother is the one who's pushing for her to follow the court order. So why would the judge remove custody from the mother as well? Why are you lying to the guy? It's at the end of the day, you go home to your family. I don't want to make it sound like that, but it's just a reality. At the end of the day, you clock out, you go home with your family. You don't have to sit here and lie and do all this extra stuff for these people's problem. You do just enough, you do your job, and then you leave. That's the end of it. Like, they're going the extra mile, and I wonder why, because nobody is explaining to me why the extra mile is needed for this girl. Nobody's explaining. No evidence has come out. No statements, no facts, no forms, no files, no diagnosis that says that this girl is a danger to herself. If she's a danger to herself and she's tried to end herself and all this stuff, then I totally understand the position that the police officers are in. They're literally trying to save her life. But it looks like we're dealing with this custodial, nonsense, family drama nonsense that's beyond all of these folks. Why are you getting yourself in the middle of it as a police officer? You did your job. You showed up. You tried to get her to surrender herself. It didn't work. You leave. And I hope these guys are watching this, because I'm not some novice telling you, take it from one brother to another one. One brother in blue to another brother in blue with almost 20 years of service, which is probably around the same amount of time or more than these guys because they look older. Stop working so goddamn hard. Because all of this stuff that you did at this door probably contributed to this little girl running away. And she was safer with her father than safer on the streets like she was for 5 freaking days. Let's keep going.
Yes or no?
Please, sir, can you talk to me in a normal voice?
I'm asking you, yes or no?
Threatened right now.
Okay.
So I'm telling you, I'm complying. I'm doing everything to comply.
Jeffrey, complying will be you opening the door and saying, hey, you need to go. Allison,
I'm
you need to
telling
go.
her she
Obviously,
needs to
you're
go
not
now.
opening the door, so you're not complying.
I am complying. I don't know where the key. I don't even know where the keys are right now. Because right now I'm very like this. I feel threatened by him the way that he was speaking to me.
Really?
Yes, I feel
When I
threatened, sir.
speak to you, when I speak to my children.
Well, I'm sorry that you speak to your children like that. I'm telling her to go right now. You see
So
me
that's the way
telling
he
her
speaks to
she
his
has to go.
children.
I don't know what else.
So you know it's the comeback. Oh, well, I'm sorry you speak to your kids like that. Yeah, you do sound like an asshole if you speak to your kids like that. But anyway, let's keep going.
Is there a key for the key and open the door, please?
Can I close the door now? Because we have a lot of lizards and stuff that runs in and let me look for it.
I'll make sure no one
You can close your door at any time. They don't have a search warrant. They can't come into your home. People need to learn their rights. You close the door at any time. You by having that door open with the windscreen or the security gate, whatever you call that, that's a courtesy. You close your door at any time. That's it. You spoke to them. She's on body camera. Well, they recorded, but I'm pretty sure those guys had their body cameras on as well. And clearly she's saying, I don't want to go. And clearly the court order cannot force them to bring her or remove her from the home. So go back to court and we'll fight it out in court.
Allison, you need to go.
I'm not going. She hurt me.
Step away right now. Let me find out where.
Okay.
Let me find.
It's an order from a judge, and I don't really want him to remove you from both parents. And please,
Can I try calling my attorney? I know she's in court right now. Let me try to call my attorney right now.
I mean, it's a court order.
I know. Let me try to call my attorney right now because I need to figure out what's going on.
That's the question I have. What did she do for 5 days? 5 whole freaking days. What did she do? Now, I think she's 15 years old, if I'm not mistaken. And if she has mental illnesses, then they probably will take the choice away from her.
She has to be there by today. Is there a time?
Kind of fast forward a little bit.
Mom has agreed that maybe if you could drive her out there, she needs to be there by 11 today. If you can drive her out there,
I told her I can't. I was told I can't put hands on her. So if she refuses, or her, I was told if she refuses, I can't put hands on her. That's even the court told me that.
Allison, are you willing to go with that?
No, I don't want to go.
Listen, you don't have a choice. You have to be there today by a certain time.
They said I had a choice.
Okay? The court ordered for you to be at this facility by 11 a.m. That's like in an hour and 20 minutes.
I'm not going.
Listen, if you're willing for Dad to take you,
I said I'm not willing.
Mom doesn't have to take
I'm not going.
Okay, then understand what happens next. If the judge takes you away from both parents, that's
The judge is not taking her away from both parents.
Not us, not Dad, not Mom.
The judge isn't gonna do that.
You're not willing to go with that.
No.
Okay.
The judges don't even take crackheads away from their kids. The judges don't take ex-offenders who've been arrested for ex abuse against children from their own kids. All right. The judge is not taking this child away from her kids. Okay. That's a bull-faced lie. And I don't understand why these officers are working so hard on this case with limited knowledge of what's really happening with the family dynamic. It doesn't make any sense to me. Let's keep going.
I'm willing to drive her if she's willing to go.
So, I have to just... Yes. All right.
Should have did that hours ago. Okay.
There you go. What do you think? Sad.
Yeah, very sad. Very sad.
Sad.
Let's see what else you got for me.
I think there's a lot of things we don't know about this case. Apparently, a lot of people in the chat were saying, well, what about the dad? The dad. I think there has been some sort of backstory between custody between the mother and the dad. That's what it seems like, because it's being reported that, or the gentleman that we heard before said that the mother wasn't in that house for the last year. So apparently there were probably some custody stuff. And, you know, there could be some mental issues with her. But she clearly said she didn't want to go.
Right.
And she also made allegations against her mom.
Stephanie Godinez. I'm so sorry if I butchered your name. Believe me, I think names are very important. I like to say people's names correctly out of respect. But Stephanie is now a Strategic Eyes fellow. Thank you so much for becoming a fellow. A fellow is a higher tier of membership, which means she's definitely contributing more to the show than the average. So we do appreciate you. Thank you so much for becoming a Strategic Eyes fellow. By the way, guys, we're going to be getting we already have some new merch. I'm going to purchase some merch with my own money. And I'm going to do some giveaways, man. We're going to start the giveaways with members, and then we'll give a giveaway to everybody else. So the members are going to be the first to get a giveaway, free Strategic Eyes shirt and a mug. We can get a mug. We can get a shirt. We're going to show that love. It's going to take a little while to get to you, because once you win, you got to tell me your size, and then I got to order your size and then ship it to you. But it's free, so who cares? You know, if you get it in 30 days, big deal. You know what I'm saying? But certainly we're going to do a giveaway, and that's going to be great. If you want to go cop a shirt right now, the link is inside of the chat. Go to the Strategic Eyes store, cop yourself a Let's Keep Going shirt and a Strategic Eyes logo shirt, mug, whatever you want to do. We do appreciate it. But we will be giving a giveaway, and the giveaways are going to start with the members, the people who are supporting this channel, keeping us going on a daily basis. We appreciate you guys. Not to hijack the show completely, but we did another show on Summer Wells. In that show, we used a little bit of interviews from the Dr. Phil show. Well, guess what? Dr. Phil copyright striked us, so the show became demonetized for a while, and then I had to edit out the Dr. Phil videos. I didn't even watch it. It's probably unwatchable at this point, because, you know, just got big gaping holes in it because the Dr. Phil interviews were removed. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. So it's hard to survive on YouTube, because a lot of people copyright strike you if you use their material. The good things, most of us true crimers, we don't copyright strike each other, because we need each other to get information. So JLR is awesome. He doesn't copyright strike. Grizzly True Crime doesn't. Plunder doesn't, etc., etc. And so we're able to get this information. Some of us are much more inept at getting information, like JLR and Grizzly True Crime and Plunder and the docket. They're out there. They're I'm sorry. They're foiling. They don't have subpoena power. They're foiling information. They're getting this, you know, breaking news and stuff like that. They're like JLR. They're out there on the scene, like in the streets, boots on the ground. So we get that, but there's other times that we use some material that, you know, it just hurts the channel. So how do we keep stuff going? Well, it's the members that keep stuff going. So thank you so much, members. I appreciate you. You guys are amazing. Anybody who could swing it, we do appreciate it. Remember, the lowest tier is 99 cents for $1 a month. 99 cents. I think with tax is 107. They'll charge you $1.07, I believe. If I'm mistaken, somebody please correct me. For $1.07, 99 cents, $1.76 with tax, you're a Strategic Eyes member. You get exclusive content. And for everybody who's in the room, if you're a member, please let these people know how much content I drop on my members. I'm dropping content like every other day, if not every day sometimes. So if you're a member, you're getting exclusive content you're not going to get on the main show. And believe me, I'm going to be dropping some more content today, because I got a lot to talk about. Let's keep it going.
This stuff we did not know. We didn't know. What I had the perception was this was a loving family, and Alison just went missing, and the mom gathered the community together to go search. But it seems like at this point, this child was completely terrified.
Yeah.
Where she got a backpack. Backpack, bicycle, told, I don't know who they told, and said, I'm going over to an aunt's house, and went the total opposite direction. This child has still not been out. This child has still not been found, folks.
Right.
So whether the child's in danger. I mean, at the end of the day, the child is in danger. And the child, regardless of the situation, this child needs to be found. This child at least needs to be found and safe. You know, all those other questions later. But I don't appreciate the bamboozlement. I don't appreciate the lying.
Right. I agree.
This information is important to know for the public to know. If you're going to plead for the public to find someone, you need to be truthful and honest with the public about the situation. It's clearly there was a major incident at their house the day before she drove off.
Right.
When I say she drove off, the media, or not the media, the local authorities, the city of Monterey Park says that at 5:32 p.m. on the 16th, 2024, July, she left a house 200 block of North Inez Avenue in the city of Monterey Park. She left wearing a purple shirt, black shorts, and dark shoes. She was riding a mountain bike and carrying a black backpack. Okay. Be honest. Be honest. See, the media is still kind of co-signing, oh, well, the community's coming out and searching everyone. There was a media report today. And the father's going to come out and throw some bombshell information today at this press conference, by the way.
All right. So I want to see if I can find this press conference. I don't want to just keep, he's kind of like doing his exposition right now. I don't want to just jack him, tell him how he feels. Like, that's just disrespectful. So we got the information we needed. We appreciate you, JLR. You are the man. You are a very talented true crimer, and my hat goes off to you. I want to see if I could get that goddamn press conference, man. Come on. Excuse my language. Sorry for you using the Lord's name in vain. Press conference, where are you? Come on. Give me something here. New sightings. Boom, boom, boom. So much going on in the world right now with politics and presidential races and all that good stuff. There's a lot going on, man. A lot going on. Just keep your families close, guys. Make sure that you believe in something. I'm not telling you what to believe. Even if you don't believe in a higher power, believe in just humanity, and just just ride this wave, man. Because it's a lot going on, guys, and I don't want people to get disillusioned. I don't want to change the subject or anything like that. I'm not trying to, but when you have tumultuous times like we have right now, people tend to get disillusioned, and that's something we got to fight against. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm going to have to go through Grizzly. I'm going to see about going through Grizzly and see if I could get the press conference from her.
Prior.
Right now.
I don't have specific information.
Okay, bring it back here. I'm so sorry, Grizzly True Crime. I apologize that I'm jacking your content, but we got to see his press conference. And right now, you're the only one that got it posted.
Say, watch live. Family of Monterey Park teenager who was found safe after missing.
All right.
That friends and family were very diligent and were actually knocking.
Okay.
Door to door.
Connection is looking weak right now.
Footage, specifically ring cameras. It's my understanding that one of the reasons she may have been spotted.
Just to pause, someone says, who is the speaking? I wish I knew. Does anyone know? They just started the press conference just like this. Just like, bam, there it is. So I'm not sure.
Let's see where she's.
But I can only assume.
I think it's like a channel 4 or something like that.
Area was because of the fact there was a family member, I believe a grandfather at one point, that lived there in that location. The location where she was actually found, in my understanding, is that Alison showed up to the channel.
All right, hold on. While this thing is giving me like the spinning of death, big shout out to Letty23 with 10 gift memberships for the Strategic Eyes Show. Appreciate you, bro. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. I think somebody else got a membership as well. A Crime to Remember is now a new Jack member of the Strategic Eyes Show. Thank you. Another higher tier on the Strategic Eyes membership. And Lenny23 has been a long-time supporter of the channel. We appreciate him. I got a funny story of Lenny23. I don't know if I should tell it. Lenny, you know what story I'm talking about. If you want me to tell it, of course, in a professional way without giving up any information, just go in the chat and say, tell the story, Strategic, and I'll go ahead and tell the story. All right? Let me know. But me and Lenny got a real interesting story, but I'll leave it up to Lenny as to whether he wants me to tell that story. And Aki said that, let me bring it back to me. Aki said she emailed me, so I think she may have sent me the link. I'm going to bring this back to me real quick so I'm not jacking Grizzly True Crimes live, because she's still live. And I don't want to do that. I'm not about that life, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not about that life. So let me go ahead and see if I can get it. Oh, so Lenny says, tell the story. So I'll tell the story while we go ahead and find this. So real quick, Lenny23 helped me solve a sex crimes case. He helped me solve a sex crime case. He's been with the show for a long time. You know, people who've been with the show a long time, oftentimes we've communicated with each other because I'm very audience friendly. I love you guys. You guys are like family to me. So me and Lenny23 have communicated and can communicate anytime we feel like it offline. He's a great guy, great family guy. And so I got a sex crimes case. And it just so happened that this person worked for a company that's affiliated with Lenny23. And I remember when we had our conversation that he told me, hey, you know, I work for this company. So I said, oh my God. I called them up. I'm like, hey, listen, I think one of your employees was involved in sex crimes. And I'm looking for him. All right, I got it. Lenny, Aki saved the day. So we're about to jump into the press conference in a second. And lo and behold, he got me in touch with the CEO and all that good stuff for the region that covers where this person worked. We were able to get his address, his phone number, all that good stuff, and bam, arrested his ass. Put the guy in a box, and the guy gave a full confession. So it's definitely was a great collaboration where YouTube actually met real life. Isn't that crazy? It's a small freaking world, ladies and gentlemen. YouTube actually met real life. And through that relationship, we were able to take a sexual predator off the streets, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I have to be very vague about it, obviously, because, you know, we're talking about a real crime here. But this was a situation where YouTube affected real life and saved people's lives. Not dead. The guy didn't kill anybody, but saved people from trauma. From serious trauma. And I do appreciate my audience, and I appreciate Lenny. And man, like that was big. It was really, really, really big. And I wish I could give you guys the nitty gritty details because it's much more cool and much more, you know, CSI / Law and Order / stuff. But I got to be very vague with it. But it definitely was an awesome thing. So let's just jump into the actual press conference now. Aki saved the day as usual. She's like the ultimate researcher, and we're jumping on it now. So let's do it.
Was supposed to be headed to San Gabriel. At some point in time, her direction veered somewhat west. I do have friends that are business owners in the city of Alhambra on Main Street. I understand that a lot of business owners were cooperative in providing video surveillance footage in helping law enforcement, specifically Monterey Park PD, in trying to locate her. At some point in time, as you folks are aware, Allison was actually seen in the El Sereno and or Highland Park area. I personally have friends that live on that street call us, an attorney and a judge. It's my understanding that friends and family were very diligent and were actually knocking door to door, asking for video camera footage, specifically Ring cameras. It's my understanding that one of the reasons she may have been spotted in the Highland Park area was because of the fact there was a family member, I believe a grandfather at one point, that lived there in that location. The location where she was actually found, in my understanding, is that Allison showed up to the Channel 7 news location, which is somewhat northwest in a diagonal direction from the city of Highland Park.
You know, whenever I'm looking at people, I always look at their teeth. This guy has veneers in his mouth. Those aren't his real teeth. I'm not cracking jokes on him. I'm just saying those are veneers. Anyway, back to the chat. H-Sin, I just got to give a big shout out to H-Sin with a $9.99 super chat. She says, I'm so glad the girl is physically safe, but as far as the mother goes, she's got the whole community, Asian dominant, scared, worried, and she shouldn't have hidden this important info. And for anybody who's wondering what that important info is that the mother was making it seem like the young lady was a part of a loving, intact family that's just worried about her, and she up and disappeared, and that the only other option is that she was kidnapped, when in all actuality, information that the mother didn't share is the video that we observed on JLR's show, where the daughter was being threatened to be taken away to a mental health institution 24 hours before she went missing. By having this information, we would have known that it was a missing child rather than a kidnapped child. And we would have been focusing on finding her as a missing child, checking places that she would go to seek shelter, rather than worrying about this kidnapper that's still on the loose, who tried to kidnap a little Hispanic girl with a gun 40 minutes away, which is a couple miles away. So we were kind of like thrown off. Police were thrown off. The community was thrown off, because we thought that there's a possibility she could have been physically abducted, when in all actuality, if we would have gotten that previous information, we would have known that there's a 95% chance that she's just a runaway. So let's keep going.
It's my understanding that immediately prior to showing up to the station, a female recognized her, began to follow Allison to the station. They made contact, they spoke, and together they arrived at the station. It's my understanding that Allison was making statements, or attempting to make statements to the media. At that point in time, Glendale PD was notified. The Glendale PD thereafter made contact with the Monterey Park Police Department. I was informed by Detective Zhang, who was one of the lead detectives out of Monterey Park, about the fact that she did in fact now make it safely to Monterey Park PD, their station. She is there, she is safe. Detective Zhang was actually scheduled to be here at 12:30 before you folks arrived, for follow-up questions with Dad and family, and attempting to help search for her. Of course, that became moot upon notification that Allison was found. On behalf of Mr. Chao and the family, my legal investigator here behind me now, Mr. Ray Laura, did commence the search as well, based upon the information that's been provided.
All right, somebody's asking, would the mother face any criminal charges? The answer is no. Omitting information is not necessarily a crime. If you lie to the police, then that's a crime, but she omitted information. And when you deal with, family and stuff like that, the courts are very lenient. It's like, all right, she's embarrassed that her child and her have a bad relationship. Maybe she omitted that, whatever. Bottom line is, under no circumstances would any jurisdiction charge this woman for omitting that information. It had to be a much more malicious act. Like she would know, let's say, like, for instance, if the father knew that she was at his house or somebody else's house and he didn't say anything, he could be charged with custodial interference. Or if the mother knew it, she could be charged. It had to be something much more egregious than just, you know what, my daughter's missing. The daughter really was missing, right? She really was missing. The mother really didn't know where she was. But leaving out the fact that we had an argument the day before, it's morally wrong. It's not smart, but it's not a criminal offense. So I think I'm gonna just fast forward a little bit. This is a 40-minute long press conference, and we're not gonna stay here for 40 minutes watching it. I want to fast forward and see if we get to where people start talking a little bit more colorfully, if I could say that. It seems like this is gonna be like the lawyer type guy. He's gonna be professional. He's not really gonna get into anything crazy. I want to hear the family talk about it.
And/or analysis before family can actually go, and specifically Dad, be allowed to go in and speak to her and talk to her.
Let me see some of here.
Officers are awaiting their arrival to conduct their investigation and/or analysis before family can actually go, and specifically Dad, be allowed to go in and speak to her and talk to her. At this point in time, I want to turn the attention of Mr. Chao, Mr. Jeffrey Chao. I believe he has something to say as well to you folks.
We're going to have to move all the microphones in front of him, or he's going to have to switch places.
All right. For real quick, people are talking about the first girl who was almost kidnapped by some gunman dude. They were like, well, what is she doing over there? I guess Figueroa is like a really rough spot in a community. That's a poor migrant Latina girl, and she was walking with her mother. So she's probably in that community because it's probably where she lives, because she's poor. So I don't know. I mean, and there's no such thing as a bad question, but I think that pretty much answers the question. It's self-explanatory. You know, it is what it is. You know, she was where she needed to be. She was in her community, and this crazy man came and tried to grab her up with a gun. It's on recording. You can see her fighting the guy off, and then, you know, escape with her mother. And she wasn't even by herself. She was with her mother when it happened. Let's keep going.
We can switch places. I'll get up.
And in Spanish.
Vamos a hacer después.
Después.
Sí.
Yeah, if you could switch places.
Yeah.
And
You
hold
got it,
up
sure.
the speak into the microphone
Sure.
kind of
Yeah.
loud.
Mr. Chao.
Thank you.
All right, let's see what's going on here.
Once again, this is Mr. Jeffrey Chao. He is the father of Allison.
All right, now we hear from the dad. Let's do it.
Thank you very much. Spell your name too.
Jefffery Chao.
All right, Mr. Chao. Shed some light on this, man.
Is there anything you'd like to say?
Well, this afternoon, everyone. I just really appreciate everyone coming out, and I really like to thank, you know, all the friends and community that come out and help, you know, find her. You know, we've been really worried about where she's been, and, you know, we really appreciate what everybody's done and helped out with.
Jeffrey, can you talk about why she left? There's a video circulating online showing that she was having problems with her mother, and Monterey Park Police were trying to get her to go to a psychiatric facility.
Ma'am, at this point in time, we cannot comment on the video. I do understand that there's a YouTube video that has come out.
Can you get closer?
Sure. Based upon the current open litigation in family law court, also juxtaposing the fact that she is a minor, whenever there's a minor involved, either the criminal system or the family law system, there's
Okay, buddy.
layers of protection.
We got it.
Did you hear from
You're not
Alison
talking
Chao
about
this
it.
last week?
You can answer that. Yeah.
No.
Is it, I know this is such a difficult situation because you're dealing with your daughter. Do you believe that she ran away, or do you believe that somebody took her?
If I could comment on that, I think we can quote Monterey Park Police Department. They made a statement at some point in time that they couldn't comment on that exact question. However, their official statement was that there was no immediate threat of harm. What we can say, what we do know objectively, obviously none of us here were with Allison day by day, but what is undisputed factually is that she left on her own accord on her bicycle. She was found at the station with the Good Samaritan, as I'll call her, that saw her, witnessed her, recognized her, followed her, and ultimately contacted her. Those two prior, I guess, let's call it departure and arrival, had no indications of any foul play whatsoever.
Okay.
My discussions
That's
with
good.
Monterey Park Police Department, I received no indication of any type of foul play. There's been no information. There's no.
Yo, this is good news. This is, you know, with all the drama that we have going on with this story, at the end of the day, it is a good outcome. The outcome is that this girl is back safely, that, you know, by all accounts, she has not been victimized. We don't know. Sometimes it takes time for that stuff to come out. But for the most part, she returned home to her family, and she's not dead, you know, and we know how crazy things can get out there, and we see it every day. So this is a good outcome. Let's keep going.
There's no indication of a kidnapping, if that's what you're specifically asking.
Well, what about, and again, I understand that we're dealing with a teenager, but
Sure.
where has she been? And where has she been staying? Where's her bicycle?
Those questions you're asking are, I'm sure, about to be asked by the Department of Child and Family Services social workers. Mr. Chao, upon my confirmation that she is now being held at the Monterey Park Police Department, we don't have access to her at this point in time because of the protocol that's being involved.
The family dynamics leading up to this point, who has custody?
I'm sorry, Mel, I have to stop you there. I do have counsel here, his family law attorney. There is still an open court case as far as the custody issue is concerned, as such, they are not allowed to comment openly as to where they're at in terms of the court system, unfortunately, at this point in time.
Big shout out to Ziggy19, United States of America. Good night. Bless love from the UK. It's almost midnight. We'll catch up tomorrow. Thank you for your service, Strategic Eyes. Amazing work. Thank you so much. You have a wonderful, wonderful night's rest. And I won't feel any type of way if you dream about me. Enjoy your night's rest. I'm just joking.
You can't say you have custody?
She lived with mom or dad?
If I could have a brief moment. I can confirm she was living with dad. Yes.
Just to follow up on that, we received an email from Emily Robinson saying that a judge granted sole custody decision-making to Annie Chao, the mother. Is that accurate or inaccurate?
Well, you have a minors counsel who, I guess I'm gonna, as usual, I'll take the role of the bad guy here. It's my understanding that there's been issues with minors counsel. There is a lot going on within the family law case setting. Unfortunately, it can't be commented on at this point in time, but I can address what was asked prior.
I can address that.
Sure, thank you, counsel.
Are you minors counsel?
I'm the family law attorney for Jeffrey.
Can you just get in front of the microphones, I'm sorry, and spell your name for us?
Hannah Bui, B-U-I is the last name. I go by Hannah, H-A-N-N-A-H. In regards to sole legal custody, minors counsel is correct in the sense that the mother has sole legal custody for mental health. But as for
So why would they break it up and say, well, let me let her finish, because this is very interesting here.
as other items are concerned, she does not. There's no custody.
So that's weird. Like, why would a judge, like, this is what I'm talking to you about. Money can buy you things, right? Why would a judge find a father to be fit to have joint custody for every other thing besides mental health? I've never heard that before. I've never heard of a judge saying you can have you can have joint custody for medical, joint custody for schooling, joint custody for parenting time, joint custody for child support, you joint custody for, deciding what movie you go to the movies to watch with the kid. But when it comes to mental health, I'm going to give sole legal custody and decision making to the mother for mental health purposes. But if the child needs a brain transplant, if the child needs a heart transplant, if the child needs a new big toe, both of you guys got to agree on what type of big toe you give the child. But if the child is feeling depressed, well, mommy's going to make all the decisions on that. That doesn't make any sense. It sounds like money influencing the decision making of the courts and granting her a power that could influence the child to the point where the child is now sent to a prison in some sense of the words, a mental health secured locked facility, right? Where now the father can't even see his own kid because that kid is inside of a hospital. It's very interesting stuff. You can't go to a doctor, a medical doctor, and say, keep my child in this hospital for a month, for 2 months, for 6 months. But you could go to a mental health hospital, and if you have enough money and influence, have somebody locked in there indefinitely under the guise that they're not safe to themselves, that they're a danger to themselves. It seems like there's a lot of money and corruption at play in this case. I don't know. What do I know? This is just what my opinion is. I don't know. Let's keep going.
Oh, so the mother has sole legal custody for making mental health decisions on what will happen to her, but they share custody, physical custody.
Right now, if minors counsel is informing the media that the mother has physical custody, yes, as of last week, physical custody was granted to mother on a temporary basis, set for a return hearing.
So after ongoing custody case.
Correct. And
Yes.
so I don't want to discuss further on that because it is the privacy of the minor child, along with my client wanting to keep that as a private matter. He's here to thank the public for helping in finding her, and that myself, along with his counsel and co-counsel in this matter, will help him navigate through the family court system to what he believes is in the best interest of Allison at this point.
And are there siblings?
No siblings.
Mr. Chow, are you able to say, do you have any concerns over, at this point, over Allison's safety? And can you say if DCFS has been involved with her at any point?
Firstly, to answer the latter part of your question, DCFS by operational level is involved.
Before this?
Minors Council. So obviously that cat is out of the bag, but at this point in time, the request is to stay silent as far as any current open, ongoing family law litigation.
Where's mom? Where's mom today celebrating this?
I don't.
So somebody's asking who has the money in a relationship. My understanding is that the mother's family has a lot of power, money, and influence. That's my understanding. That does not mean that mommy even works. I mean, she could just be getting money from her family, pretty much. And my understanding is that this father here does not have the means that her family has. I'm going to be skipping around just a little bit simply because we're not going to be here for 40 minutes watching this. You can, and we'll definitely put the link inside of the description. You can go check it out for yourself if you want to watch the whole thing uninterrupted. Remember that part of the reason why I constantly interject in these press conferences and videos and stuff like that to shout out members like Therese, who's now a Strategiceyes member. Appreciate you for becoming a member of the show. And also to give my personal tidbits and also facts on the case is because I'm trying to make this stuff transformative. Transformative. That's what protects me from copyright strikes, right? By adding your own take to the source material. So I'm trying to be transformative so that this Channel 4 News won't say copyright strike you. You know, it is what it is, whatever, whatever. So let's keep going. We're going to skip ahead just a little bit. Want to hear from the father a little bit more. We're hearing a lot from his attorneys, but I want to hear from dad.
I don't have that answer. There were questions asked before. Perhaps I could take the time now to clarify. It's my understanding that she did not have her cell phone. I don't believe she was using a debit card or credit card. And I believe at some point in time in her keys, she actually had, was it an AirTag? But she didn't have those items on her.
So basically her missing was very premeditated on her part. She made sure, she's a smart girl, she's not dumb. She made sure that she didn't have her cell phone on her. The same thing that Stephen Stearns did when he killed Maddie Soto. He made sure that both Maddie's phone and his phone was in the house. People are catching on. They understand that these phones can be tracked. They understand these cell towers can let you know where these folks are located. So she made sure that she left her phone home. She knew she had an AirTag on her keys. Why? So she could find her keys when she loses it. But she also knew that that very same AirTag could be used to track her down. So she left her keys as well. She got a backpack with tons of provisions. She knew what she was doing. She planned this out, and she made sure that she could not be found. And guess what? She did a heck of a good job at it because this little girl was missing for over 5 days. And when she shows up at the police station, she looked fine. She looked well fed. She looked showered. She looked fine. There's a lot going on here that we don't know about. Let's keep going.
Upon departure.
Mr. Chow, are you currently seeking full custody and
I'm sorry, but we can't comment on that right now. Yeah, that's well. First of all, it's a question directed at Miss Bowie here. But I guess what is
During divorce, sir?
I'm so sorry to interrupt. I just wanted to ask Mr. Chow if there is anything you would like to share about Allison, your relationship with her, and just her as a child and your daughter, for us to know a little bit more about her.
You're open. Okay, no. You want to talk? Say, yeah, let's see. Love you. Let's see. Want to see some? Yeah.
She's a very intelligent child person, and she's
You're not saying that she used to bake for? Yeah. Okay.
you know, a godly person that
You see his lips. This guy is stressed out. He's really stressed out. I think he looks like he's overwhelmed with all this that's around him, all that's happened with his daughter, all the media attention, this very room that he's in right now, surrounded by cameras, surrounded by people. This guy's overwhelmed. This guy is stressed out. This guy is going through it. You can see it in his eyes, his lips. You can see it. It's not a mystery. This guy's going through a lot, man. I mean, and honestly, it's easy for us to assume that the mother is some evil person because that's what his side of the family says. There's two sides to the story. I can say that I feel like this family needs prayer. They said she's the devil. I don't know that the mother's the devil. I don't know that. This family needs prayer. This family needs prayer because the only way that that little girl is going to be all right is if these parents figure out how to be all right with each other and co-parent and do this as a team until this child, 3 years till she's 18 and she goes off to college and lives her own life. Get it together for 3 years, people. 3 years for this child. That's it. We need to pray for this family. That's all they need, 3 years. We need to pray to give this family strength to get it together for 3 goddamn years so this little girl could grow up in a safe environment and become a contributing member of society and not have to deal with the trauma of growing up in a household where 2 adults can't seem to figure out how to love each other. 2 adults who had the wherewithal of meeting each other, dating each other, consummating their relationship, getting married, cohabitating, but now all of a sudden they just can't stand each other. They can't stand each other. You got through all those years, 15 freaking years, every other night sleeping with each other, going to Disneyland with each other, Christmas, Thanksgiving, Chinese New Year, whatever you celebrate. But now you can't figure it out. Can't figure it out to the point where courts are involved, children are running away. Come on, man. It's easy to call the mother the devil. We don't have her side of the story. We need to just get off of picking sides and just kind of figure out how the hell do we get this family reunified in a dignified way where they can live the lives they want to live. They don't have to be together, but respect each other enough that they don't traumatize their own daughter and make her do something like run away from home out there on these streets where any damn pervert could pick her off the streets and take advantage of her. You better believe there's a possibility this little girl has a secret right now that she doesn't know whether she wants to share or not. I've seen it enough in the day job. These streets are evil. There's nothing pretty in the streets. And when you see once 10, 11 o'clock come and you see faces on the streets that you normally don't see out there at 10, 11 o'clock, it's like the vultures. The vultures start flying over that little baby. You start getting the comments. Hey, what are you doing out here? How are you? You okay, Ma? What's up? Let me put the Harlem voice on. Yo, what's up, Ma? You okay? What's going on? You why you out here by yourself? Can I walk with you? You hungry? Can I get you something to eat? Let's talk. They don't just say, come here, let me grab you up. That's the less sophisticated predators. The sophisticated predators is just going to talk to them about what's going on with you. Hey, let me get you something to drink, man. Here's some hot chocolate. Here's some chicken. You hungry? I can see you hungry. Yo, it's getting cold out here. After 3-4 hours of talking to them on a corner, sitting on a bench with them talking, it's getting kind of cold out here. You know what? You've been out here for a while. You want to come in, come to my place and get a good night's rest? And the moment that child walks into that house, that's when the abuse starts. We don't know what this girl has been through, but she's going through it. Why? Because mommy and daddy can't get it together. Let's put these people in our prayers. Get it to goddamn together, people. Get it together.
Just really with a really good heart.
Is she pretty street savvy? I mean, she was a 15-year-old just out in, we don't know where she was for this last week.
Well, I will say this. I know that she's definitely a smart girl. Allison went to the same grammar school that I went to. That's All Souls Elementary in Alhambra. I actually lived there, so it's close to home. My investigator, Ray, his 2 children went to All Souls Elementary, lives in the area. So this is really a community thing for a lot of us. But I do have her best friends that are here. Just because of their age, we're going to refrain from stating their names.
Okay, so we're going to hear from the kids. Let's go.
You guys went to All Souls as well? Yeah. Oh, we have more Panthers over here, All Souls Panthers. And from what I understand, Allison used to bake really good. She's a great baker. But
All right, so these kids are not gonna. And let me tell you something about children. First of all, big shout out to their parents to allow them to participate in this. You know, most parents are like, no, don't get involved. You know, don't. You know, maybe give a statement, but don't give the statement on camera. The fact that these kids, because you know these kids had to ask. It's not like the parents was like, you're gonna go up there and you're gonna talk. No, these kids probably went to their parents and said, listen, I got something to say. I want to share it. Please trust me to go out there and tell Alison's story. So I got a big shout out to these kids for having the courage to put themselves out there and to tell their friend's story. And I got to say, I think I'm going to believe what they say. All right. I'm going to give a lot of weight to what they say until I get evidence that disproves what they have to say. So I want to hear what they have to say, but I believe them because children don't typically put themselves out there like this unless they believe in what they're going to say. So let's see what these kids have to say.
Did you guys want to say something to Allison?
To Allison herself.
You can say it to Allison herself or to the folks.
Okay.
Yeah, do you want to go ahead? We're not going to say their names. You guys want to come over here? Sure, we can do that. Yeah. Why don't we have you just stand up right here, Mr. Chao? Yeah. Yeah, come on over, guys. All right. So, in respecting families' wishes, we'll refrain from their names. They are juveniles as well.
Do their parents, do they have their parents' permission to?
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. They actually came prepared with speeches in trying to help get Allison back to find her. Everyone's happy that she was found, but why don't you tell us a little bit of Allison or what anything you want to say to her?
Okay. Sorry. To tell a little bit about Allison, since we went to the same elementary school, she would always help me learn Chinese. And to her, I guess I was known as the boy with a bowl cut. And I've known her for 10 years now. She would
a long time.
Bring baked goods to my house since I live in the neighborhood of her aunt. And one thing to say to her that my sister and I could say is that I know everything.
Oh, shoot.
My dad knows everything. And we're going to...
I'm sorry, guys. I got to take my son. I think I almost forgot he's got soccer. Let me call mommy up, but you guys keep listening.
Best to help you, Allison. And that would be all.
Great. Good job. Do you want to say something? And you guys are brother and sister, is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. You want to go ahead and speak to the people and or Allison directly?
Allison, I just wanted to say I'm your friend and I'm here to support you. And I want to help make sure that you end up in the right place. Thank you.
Oh, one more question. What's your reaction to her being found after being missing for a week?
Well, we didn't find out until like this morning, and we were very glad, and we were just praying that she was safe. Thank you.
Good job. Okay, folks. At this point, I'm not sure if you guys have any other questions or concerns.
Thank you.
Has she ever had an issue
All right.
wanting to run away?
Okay, so I apologize for the... Yeah, all right, so I'm off mute. All right, guys, I got to get the hell up out of here. I apologize. I really do sincerely apologize. I would have never started this live now if I would have remembered that I got to take my son to soccer. I thought that they were going to cancel it because it was raining out there, but they did not cancel soccer, and he loves soccer, and we got to go and do our thing. Soccer's at 7 o'clock, and it is 6:42 right now, so you guys know I gotta run. So guys, thank you for everybody who became a member on this show alone. We have 15 new members to the Strategic Eyes show. Really appreciate Lenny23 for donating some memberships. Appreciate everybody who signed up on their own. You guys are amazing. For all the people who get gift memberships, please continue your membership. Well, I hope that there's enough value in the membership that you decide to continue it on your own and continue to be Strategic Eyes members. We do appreciate you. For everybody who gave a super chat, thank you so much for the $20 super chat I got. And just remember, hey, we're here. We'll be back on probably later. Later on tonight, I'll do another live because I'm back to work again. So I took the day off because I had to work on my day off. So it's like a day for a day. So, all right, you worked on your day off for an emergency. We'll give you the following day off. So normally I would not be here because I'd be working today. But I got today off because they took my day off from yesterday. But so if I do a live for the rest of the week, it'll be in the evening and the nighttime after I'm done with work because I'm working the days this week. And, you know, we'll work it out. We'll figure it out. But certainly, thank you for joining me today, guys. I'll see you guys on the next one. Strategic is out of here. Peace.